Yo, 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 this is your Raw post show for Monday, July 26th. Charlotte beats Nikki A.S.H. Natty gets hurt, and Veer Venus. Hello, ladies
and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And everyone else.
Veer, Jinder's guy, he wrestled his first match tonight. Or as I'm calling him, Veer Venus.
Kind of looked like he was wrestling in a towel. Kind of very wide. Looked like he was wearing sort of a towel.
Yeah.
Reminiscent of the great Val Venus, Sean Morley.
Yeah, Veer, not the biggest story of the show tonight, but still.
The leadoff.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking about Veer.
It's breaking news.
We'll talk to you about Veer and Veer Venus. I want to call him Veer Venus. I want him to have a last name. Veer just doesn't seem like a long enough name for a wrestler. It's just like Veer. His name's just Veer.
We have a bigger point to work with Veer Venus.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Of course, Nikki A.S.H. They were calling her Nikki A.S.H. for a while, then they abandoned that. Now it's Nikki or Nikki A.S.H. Used to be Nikki Cross. She's the Raw Women's Champion, and there was a lot of her tonight on the show. She opened the show with a promo, and she closed the show with a match in a losing effort against Charlotte Flair. Overall, Raw was...
okay.
I don't know. Was it? It kind of sucked, right? Like,
I didn't feel really sleepy.
Good. No, I mean, things kind of were happening, but...
The title change?
What was the... Title change?
Their title change?
No.
No? Okay. The title matches?
You're confused because Damien Priest...
Oh, that's right.
...beat Sheamus, but it was a non-title match. Sheamus is the U.S. champion.
It felt like a title match, though.
And the match wasn't that great. It was the opening match of the night. It was like a pretty weak finish. I don't like Damien Priest's finisher. It's like this weird crossroads thing. It's not that good. And to be honest, like everything was okay on the show, but nothing was particularly good. Like, I don't know what's match of the night. Did we have a match that was really good? Probably Morrison and Riddle.
I also liked AJ and Omos versus the Viking Raiders.
Yeah.
There's some decent spots in there. They're good workers.
But nothing was overwhelmingly good.
No. But probably that one was probably the best.
Probably. I want to give a shout out to everybody dropping super chats already. Everybody in the chat. I'm seeing Doug Hepburn. Members of the team, of course, don't forget to become a member. Click that join button right beneath me if you're watching us on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube right now, on Twitch, on Facebook. We're on all the things. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, do the things, support the network. We appreciate you, especially Doug Hepburn, who is a loyal member of the team. Angelo Contagonis, of course, my man Angelo out in Laval. Craig Paquette. Shout out to Craig, also a member. Brian Firth dropping the super chat before the show started. Angelo dropping the super chat before the show started. And look at the show tonight. Usually after Raw, it's just me.
Hey!
This guy's here. The Luigi to my Mario. The Owen to my Brett. The Bart to my Billy Gunn. I mean, he is, my
I did
brother.
get knocked out by Butterbean once.
Yeah, well, that was an unfortunate incident. You had it coming.
Yeah, last time I trash talked someone outside a bar.
That didn't actually happen. That's a joke.
Parody.
He didn't fight Butterbean. Although that would be funny. At this point in time, though, no, you'd still lose quite badly.
Still alive. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, Butterbean's still alive, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I saw Butterbean fight MMA. I met Butterbean and I interviewed him after an MMA fight that he had. He's 54. He is still alive. God bless you, Butterbean.
Butterbean. Great
Who
attraction.
did he fight in MMA? It was in Quebec somewhere. God damn, I have no idea. Who did Butterbean fight? Eric Barak. Yes, he lost to Eric Barak in Montreal. I was at that fight, and then I interviewed Butterbean after, and it was interesting to meet Butterbean. Quite a man.
So yes, I am the Bart to your Billy.
Yes. And you're here. So I'm
I am
happy
here.
that
Happy to
you're
be
here.
here.
Yeah, it's nice to have you.
Oh, Monday Night Ben. Oof.
I hope everybody heard that.
I felt it.
Ben got permission from his better half. Ben, you're your own better half, all right, baby?
I'm
All
a
right?
single man.
Which, by the way, ladies, single right here. Ladies of the universe. I know it's mostly dudes out there watching us, but if there are some ladies that are interested, he is single and he is pretty muscular.
Pretty.
It's a lot of beef,
Not
pal.
overtly.
A lot of beef, pal.
I'd say toned.
Could take a hell of a chop. Look, see, he's fine. Hell of a chop. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're just gonna hit each other on YouTube for the next couple hours. All right?
Yeah. We're like cavemen.
All right. We'll talk about pro wrestling too. Damien Priest and Sheamus. What else happened?
Oh, yeah.
We have super chat questions to answer. Maybe we should do those first, and then we'll get to the rest of Raw.
Yeah.
Brian Firth has an interesting question. What do you think about Matt Cardona winning the GCW title? So Matt Cardona, a.k.a. Zack Ryder, if you're not aware, wrestled Nick Gage, the top hardcore deathmatch wrestler in the world today, at GCW, which is his home promotion, and he... Cardona beat Nick Gage and became the new GCW champion. He was littered with bottles, and even somebody threw a pizza cutter at him. Like, the fans were just throwing all sorts of stuff at Cardona after the match. I can't say I've seen the match. I haven't seen it yet. I've had kind of a busy weekend. We had a Ringside Report pool party yesterday with Freddie and AJ in a pool and just our family, so I haven't had time to check out the GCW thing. But I think it's pretty cool. I think it's really cool what GCW's able to do as like kind of an indie promotion right now. They're getting a lot of publicity. People are finding out about Nick Gage. I think the Dark Side of the Ring on Nick Gage helped raise his profile a great deal. I think a lot of people who have never heard of him because of Dark Side of the Ring, right? So that helped a lot. And right now, what he's doing, like, he's on the run of his career right now. You gotta believe he had the Dark Side of the Ring that gave him a lot of press. He's had this high-profile feud with Matt Cardona, and Cardona has been selling the shit out of it. He's got his own podcast there with Kurt Hawkins, the Major Brother. What's his Impact name? What's his whatever? You guys know. Who I'm
doesn't matter
exactly
what his name is.
You guys know who I'm talking about. The Major Brothers, they collect wrestling figures,
I watch his vlog.
Yeah.
Him and Chelsea going to theme parks. I love that.
Oh, I like to see them going to stores and looking to see what wrestlers are in the local Walmart or whatever. I like to see them just figure hunt. I'm into watching people shop for wrestling toys because it's something that I like to do as well. So I like to watch them do that. All right, I'm a big wrestling nerd, and this is what I spend my time doing sometimes. I like to watch the Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins search for action figures, and apparently I'm not the only one because it's a very popular podcast. So hey, but he has really sold the shit out of it. Like, he did a really good job of promoting this match, and the feud felt real. Like, here's Zack Ryder, this WWE guy, coming in to take on this deathmatch champion.
Never a hardcore guy, Zack Ryder.
No, and he's coming to beat him at his own game, and then he does, which you kind of saw coming. Like, that's the only way to go in this thing, right? If you're booking it, it's like, yeah, he's got to win. Put Zack Ryder over Nick Gage. Of course. Like, it's going to get so much heat, and then the rematch is so much bigger. If Nick Gage just wins, like, okay.
It's just a one-off.
Yeah. And then he's got the match with Jericho. Right? Coming up on Dynamite, Nick Gage on Wednesday. So this is a huge run for him. So I think it's great. I think it's really good. I think it's done a lot for Nick Gage and his whole persona and his whole promotion, and it's putting eyeballs on that promotion and all the wrestlers there. And if you could put more eyeballs and more promotions and different wrestlers, I think that's good for the whole wrestling business. So I'm happy with it. I think, if Nick Gage is wrestling some GCW guy on Saturday night, most of the wrestling world isn't tuning in. The hardcore GCW people, they'll tune in. But most of the wrestling world, like a guy like me, won't give a shit. Nick Gage is wrestling some guy. Okay. Nick Gage is wrestling some GCW guy I never heard of. I'm not watching, but Nick Gage is wrestling Zack Ryder. Like, I'm looking on the internet for clips, and I'm going to try and find the match, and, you know, I'll check it out because it got buzz in the wrestling world. Zack Ryder probably...
He could have used it. He hasn't had this much buzz in wrestling...
Since he was internet champion.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, I saw a picture of 10 years ago, like almost to the day, of Zack Ryder in the middle of the ring with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, and they're holding the titles up there.
That was like around November.
Yeah, it was like 2011. It was 10 years ago, and now they're the three most talked about wrestlers again in the game. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
come full circle.
What do you think about Nick Gage?
It's an interesting guy. I still have yet to watch the Dark Side of the Ring on him, but I need to.
How have you not seen all the Dark Side of the Rings? What are you doing? You have the Crave TV.
I do. I've been watching things.
What do you know? How are you?
I'll catch up. I'll binge.
How did you not see any of the season that they did?
This current season?
Yeah.
No.
You saw nothing?
Not yet, no.
As soon as they come out, I'm like itching to get to it.
I know, I should too. I've been meaning to.
I can't believe. I'm surprised. I thought you'd seen them.
No, I haven't. But I was like looking at them today, thinking.
But
maybe
you
I'll
heard
watch
about them.
Yes.
You heard about Nick Gage when his Dark Side aired, right?
Yes.
It made buzz around wrestling, even if you're
and
not
I've heard of
watching
him
it.
before. You know, his stuff with David Arquette and him being a particular brutal guy. I think I always got him mixed up with Necro Butcher. They're kind of like similar guys.
I don't think Necro Butcher wrestles anymore.
I don't think so either. But
Necro made it big. He was in the movie The Wrestler.
Yeah, but they're both as like being like super hardcore kind of guys and thing. So
light tube guys.
Yeah. Yeah, the fluorescent tubes.
If light tubes are like...
That was involved big in the finish with Cardona. It was like a lot of fluorescent tubes.
A lot of light tubes. If light tubes are like part of your everyday wrestling style, you're a deathmatch guy. You know? Like, light tubes aren't ordinary. Some guys use thumbtacks and stuff, but light tubes is like another level.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore. So I need to know, but like, good for him. He's on a good run. I don't know how long it'll last. I don't
think
see
he's going
him
to kill Chris Jericho? Some people are concerned. I'm not. Jericho's a pro. He knows what he's doing.
I think Jericho will bleed. And maybe there'll be something where like that'll make us squeamish. He uses like maybe a pizza slicer or a fork or something like that. And we're like, oh man, that's brutal. Jericho, like. But yeah, I don't think it'll be overtly violent. I don't think it'll and like something that. But I don't know if he'll come back. I don't think he's gonna become like a permanent fixture at AEW either.
No, I don't think so. Unless it goes really well. Like, he's so hot right now, right?
Yeah.
So why not?
I guess so. But
like, if he can work with Jericho and have a really good match, why wouldn't you keep him around AEW? Like, if he can go out there and do like, and then maybe you see him in a match that's like not hardcore, and then you're like, well, how does this play out? Like,
you'd have to.
I don't know how far he can go. I don't know what his skill set is. I'm not super familiar with Nick Gage's in-ring style. I'm familiar with his story and the clips that I've seen, and it seems a bit much for me, and so I'm not really into seeing more. But because Zack Ryder wrestled him, I'm like, well, I kind of want to see what happened here, because I know it only went so far with Ryder. It couldn't have gone as far as it'll go with Matt Tremont or something, right? I've actually seen Nick Gage wrestle the Green Phantom and Matt Tremont in a triple threat, but it wasn't that crazy because the match was a little shorter than like I've seen, and maybe that was the only Nick Gage match I ever saw. And I remember being worried for Phantom going in, like, are you sure you want to wrestle this guy?
The cheese grater and everything.
Yeah, like he goes a little too far, and I hope he doesn't go too far with Jericho. And if he can kind of work within the parameters of AEW and succeed and put on a good show, not many names that are hotter in the business right now than a Nick Gage. So,
would you trust him with someone less experienced than Jericho, like a Darby or? No,
I don't know because I don't know him.
That's the thing.
I don't
Jericho,
know him.
He's a good
from his reputation. From his reputation, no. But
your mind could be changed.
People get older. People reform. People soften.
Yeah.
He's still a hard man. He's still a wild man. But a lot of it is a gimmick. He's working. He's a worker. And you love him or you hate him. But he's got an army of fans that absolutely love him.
Those are the ones you should be scared of.
Yeah, they're the juggalos.
Yeah.
They're the juggalos of pro wrestling. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Drinking Faygo.
Yeah. But, yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, Darby Allin against Nick Gage, like, what the hell would happen there?
That
Do you
seems
really
like a
want to
logical
put that on
matchup.
TNT,
Yeah. Or Cody, he'd bloody Cody up.
Yeah. Like, New Jack was never in WWE or WCW for a reason.
Sandman was never given that big of a spot or a showcase to wrestle.
But Sandman wasn't, like...
Yeah, Sandman
Nick Gage is like New Jack in the sense that he's not just reckless with his own body, but he's reckless with yours.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that dark side of the ring.
The New Jack
And the mass transit. Yeah.
There's a lot of that with Nick Gage, but a lot of it, like with New Jack, they know. And they use it as gimmick to scare you and to build the legend, So it's a work, but it's, they work themselves into a shoot sometimes, It's interesting. If Nick Gage can work with Chris Jericho and get the Jericho stamp of approval in AEW, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Before we know it, he could be working with Hangman.
Yeah. Or Kenny or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's worked with Moxley and Eddie Kingston before.
So
They might be pulling for him.
yeah, if he's a good locker room guy.
And Moxley has some stroke in the company,
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. Angelo dropping a super chat as well. Thank you, Angelo. Thank you, everybody dropping super chats. Supporting the channel. Very much appreciated. I did enjoy my mini vacation last week. Angelo, I guess you didn't see the show. He says, how about the news that CM Punk and Daniel signed with AEW? I did talk about that at length with Johnny North on Friday night's show. If you missed that show, you can check it out on the Ringside Report Network. We talked about Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. I mean, I did a John Laurinaitis impression and everything. It was a good time.
That's right.
If you missed my John Laurinaitis impression on Friday night, I would check it out just for that. It was fun. I watched it myself earlier today, and I was like, oh, that was kind of funny. Like, sometimes I don't know if I'm funny or just being absolutely ridiculous.
It was good.
So I like to check myself just in case, once in a while. And I was watching it, and I was like, it's pretty good.
Oh, Kathy. Oh, no. Can you find out if Brian's going to AEW? Hey, My John Laurinaitis sounds like Stone Cold.
Hey, Kathy, can you call Brianna and ask her what Brian's doing? I just need to know. Not for Vince or anything. I promise.
Johnny! Stop asking me!
Sorry, Kathy.
The real Whamsgans.
Mako liked it. Thank you, Mako. Thank you, Angelo. He says he's going to watch it. Thank you.
So, Nikki A.S.H. So we go from the highs of Johnny to the lows of
Johnny
Nikki.
North impression. Johnny Ace impression got me all worked up. Nikki Ass
Yeah.
starts a show. She cuts a promo talking about how happy she is to be the champion. And if you believe in yourself, you can overcome all the odds. Nikki says we can all of us, almost be superheroes. Can you give us a little more credit, Nikki Ass? Can't you say, hey, all of us can be superheroes? No, all of us can almost be superheroes. And here's somebody calling herself the queen who shows up, Charlotte Flair. And she says you need more than just belief to be champion. You need ability, Nikki Cross. And the fans were not so much with Nikki Cross here in these promos. These promos were not good from Nikki Cross. She talked a lot tonight, and it was progressively worse every time. And the reactions were progressively worse for her every time. She comes out. She's talking about how she cashed in Money in the Bank last week. She's the new champion. She's very happy. She believes in herself, and you can believe in yourself too. And it's just so over-the-top, sugary, sweet baby face. No one is buying into it.
Even in the 80s, that'd be like way too much, you know?
It's like when Kurt Angle came in, and he was like, I'm your Olympic hero, and I'm this. You know, like, And they booed, and they kind of expected him to do it. I don't understand how they think this is working. The audience was not into it. Charlotte Flair shows up, and she's like, look, Rhea Ripley attacked me after I beat her in our match last week. I wasn't even on my feet when you cashed in the Money in the Bank and the match started. I wasn't even on my feet. So, you can't actually beat me, Nikki Cross. And then Rhea Ripley showed up, and the fans chanted her name, and Charlotte is like, I want a rematch at SummerSlam, and Rhea Ripley's like, I want a rematch at SummerSlam too. Fan reaction was pretty strong for Rhea Ripley. Like, that was impressive. They really seemed to like her more than Nikki, right?
Yeah,
Nikki's
definitely.
supposed to be the baby face. I mean, Rhea's a baby face too now, but she's far more over than Nikki Cross was. And Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville show up and say it's going to be a triple threat at SummerSlam. So it'll be Nikki, A.S.H., Nikki Ass, Nikki A.S.H., the superhero Nikki, Mighty Nikki, defending the Raw Women's title against Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley in a triple threat. In her Super Marvel outfit, as Charlotte Flair said tonight.
Whatever that is.
What is a Super Marvel outfit?
She probably doesn't watch many of the movies and just thinks like, she hears
Neither
Marvel.
do I.
Yeah. You know what it means.
I know what Marvel is.
What's the other big comics group?
DC.
See, there you go.
Yeah, but I don't watch that stuff.
Yeah, but you know.
I mean,
Yes. Charlotte can't really be, not much interested.
Super Marvel. Anyways, and then the main event of Raw was Nikki versus Charlotte. And Charlotte won. You didn't think she was going to win.
No, I thought Nikki would have won.
To, make her look strong?
Yeah, and they just had, the previous segment, Matt Riddle get beaten down and just seem low, I like to think still the idea of sending the crowd home happy. I know there's probably a dark match after the show, but, they always like to do a sort of 50-50 kind of booking, so I thought Nikki would kind of... Because it seemed like she'd been, it seemed like the audience is supposed to perceive Nikki as, not like an underdog who will win, but, why would you even cheer for this person? It's almost like the writing is making fun of you for liking her.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't seem like there's any reason to cheer for her.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's cutting these terrible promos about believing in herself and all this.
But being almost a hero, which...
And she's almost a hero. She's not even a superhero.
Doesn't add up.
Even though she's wearing, a superhero's outfit.
And she has a butterfly.
Yeah, the butterfly, because the women's division is
changing?
going through a metamorphosis.
Yeah, that's right, metamorphosis.
That's what the butterfly symbolizes for Nikki Cross. So Charlotte beats her via pinfall after rolling through Nikki's finish. Nikki's finish is the crossbody. She beat Charlotte with a crossbody last week after Charlotte was all beaten up when she cashed in Money in the Bank there, Nikki. She cashes in Money in the Bank, hits a crossbody, 1, 2, 3, she wins. This week, she hits her crossbody, Charlotte takes it, rolls through it, pins her 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring, just beats her clean. So not only is Nikki cutting these horrible promos about believing in yourself and being almost a hero, she also can't win any matches. And the crowd is kind of into Charlotte at this point because Nikki's promo is so bad. And for some reason, we had a promo here. The Irish announcer guy, Patrick something, I don't know, Kevin Patrick? I'm not sure.
Patrick Kelly?
Patrick O'Kevin? I don't know what his name is.
O'Connor?
It doesn't matter what his name is. He's an Irish announcer guy, Todd Pettengill. He comes in to congratulate Charlotte for winning, and she's like, why are you congratulating me? You expected anything less? It's Nikki. I'm expected to beat her. She's terrible. No one's in my league, Charlotte says. And Nikki's like, gets on the mic, she goes, I almost won, and I have the confidence to beat you. And I want a rematch next week. And Charlotte's like, I'll beat you anytime, no problem. And then she just beats up Nikki for a while, and then she stands tall, and that was it.
And that felt like a heel kind of promo. Nikki, someone who loses and goes, well, I almost won. That doesn't sound like they don't want you to cheer for Nikki. It's almost like Nikki will become a heel by this time next month, saying, "Oh, you fans turned on me." It's weird. They're
She
not
should be
doing her any favors.
She should be a heel.
Like, that promo was really weird. Like, I was surprised they were doing a promo after the match and her going, "You may have beaten me." Like, how are we supposed to feel like any kind of positive feelings for this character?
I don't know.
It's just like
it's impossible to cheer for her.
No.
It's impossible. She's cutting these corny promos. She loses, and then she's like, "I believe I can beat you." Well,
then why didn't you just do it?
Well, you just lost. You
Clean.
suck, obviously. The only way you beat her was when she just had a match, and she was beat up after the match, attacked from behind after the match, left laying. The match started. She was still on the ground when the match started, and Nikki's supposed to be the babyface here, and Charlotte's supposed to be the heel, and Charlotte beats her clean, and then they cut a promo after, and Charlotte's still supposed to be the heel? Why wouldn't you cheer for Charlotte, who believes in herself? Actually, Nikki doesn't, like, you don't even believe that Nikki believes in herself.
Yeah, like, when she cut a backstage promo and, like, re-interrupted her, Nikki was all, like, looking down at the ground and, like, yeah, you probably beat me, you're right. Like,
because Rhea comes up to Nikki and
weird.
she's like, "I believe that I'm going to beat you at SummerSlam and be champion." And Nikki Cross is just like,
good luck.
"Oh, gee, I guess you're probably right, Rhea. I suck, you know?" Like, she doesn't even believe in herself. All this talk about, "I believe in myself and I never give up and I never quit." But it's like, we don't believe you. We don't believe you at all.
There's no proof. And
so,
that's, and that's part of, like, what we were talking about a lot tonight is that the WWE has done, like, nothing to build her character. She has, like, there's no details, there's no backstory, there's no anything for the audience to grasp onto. So why should we have any kind of emotional connection with them? Like, there's nothing. Like, I was talking about the Hurricane. Like, when the Hurricane was a superhero gimmick, he would, like, dress up as a reporter and have, like, an alter ego and, go whoosh and, like, do all these things that would, like, and I go, what's up with that? Like, things, little details that the audience could then latch onto and, like, have more of a basis and cheer for this guy. So that when he went up against The Rock, we're like, hey, let's go. Yeah. And this is just, like, the complete opposite. It's really it's disappointing more than anything, Just that there's no value, there's no production there, there's no writing.
She became a superhero out of nowhere.
Like,
there was no build to that.
Every great character in fiction, every actor worth their merit comes up with, like, a book of, like, a biography of their character that will never get shown on screen. All these details that they'll, like, implement and be like, oh, like Al Pacino writes, like, oh, this guy was scarred in a war that happened off screen, so he'll look a certain way because it reminds him. And it's just part of the detail. It's just so they get a feel.
First of all, WWE doesn't do that, and the wrestlers aren't doing that either.
No.
The wrestlers aren't doing that. What you're talking about, character development and a backstory, knowing what you're, like, who are Nikki's parents in the character? Nikki A.S.H. Who are her parents? Why is she a superhero? What did her mom do? What did her dad do? How did this whole path lead her to be what she is today? You need to have a backstory. You need to have a lore to draw the people in and to make people care about who you are. And that's why wrestling characters that you've seen have good, consistent stories and arcs over years become more popular, because you grow a connection to them. And when they're new characters, like when Razor Ramon debuted in WWF, when he had his first match, you already knew who he was. You got his character because you had weeks and months, really months, of vignettes, little promo packages showing you who this character was, what he was all about, kind of why he was who he was. He was tough, he was mean, he was da-da-da, he was oozing machismo, he had catchphrases, he had his toothpick, he had all that shit down before you even saw him have a match.
Yeah.
So by the time he shows up, you're well acquainted with this character, and you can't wait to see what he does in the ring. Whereas Nikki Cross shows up one week, she's Nikki Cross, next week she's like, I got this new outfit, I'm a superhero now. Well, I'm almost a superhero. And the WWE doesn't even know what to call her. One week they're calling her Nikki A.S.H., and then the next week they start calling her Nikki A.S.H., and they slip up and they call her Nikki Ass a few times, and then they're like, well, we gotta switch this up, pal. Let's call her Nikki A.S.H., which is a fucking mouthful, so they just call her Nikki.
Which doesn't sound like a superhero name.
It just, no, it doesn't work. Oh my God. That's super loud. We got to make that lower. That's crazy in my head. But, but it's just, it's so
basic.
it's
Writing
ill,
101.
It's ill-conceived. They have no conception of the character, and it's just, it's disappointing, but that's how WWE is. It's very thin. There's not a lot of depth there, not a lot of meat on that bone.
But these writers are supposed to have some kind of Hollywood experience, you know? You'd think.
Like Spider-Man is Spider-Man because his uncle got shot by some bad guys, and he got bit by a spider, so he wants to fight crime, and he's got these powers. Spider-Man. It's not hard. I just explained to you the whole backstory of Spider-Man in 2 sentences.
Yeah.
Just give me something. Why
That's all you need.
Because I believe in myself.
That's not enough. Hogan had more.
John Cena believed in himself. Do you ever come out in a fucking superhero outfit with a mask on? He might have. I don't know. He did a lot of goofy shit, but not consistently. He didn't do superhero shit.
Dress up like an army man.
Yeah, he did dress up like an army man and like a rapper for a while, but you know, that's John Cena cosplay is different. So this Nikki Cross thing, I feel bad because I like her so much as a wrestler. In the ring, I think she's one of the best that they have. But this gimmick is just, and the promos, and it was most of the show tonight was about them. The only match that we built for SummerSlam tonight, was that, right? What else was built? Like, Bobby Lashley was on the show tonight, but Goldberg wasn't.
Yeah. Randy wasn't on the show.
No, Randy.
People were chanting for Randy.
It felt like he should have been on the show, but he wasn't. So it was Riddle versus Morrison. And Morrison winds up winning with a Starship Pain after a distraction from Omos, who broke Riddle's scooter. Omos busted Riddle's scooter over his knee. So Omos, AJ Styles, and Miz are all ringside distracting Riddle, helping John Morrison get the win. And then AJ Styles decides to come into the ring and beat up Riddle after the match, hits him with the Styles Clash, leaves him laying, and you think, well, here comes Randy Orton to make the save for Riddle. But the word on Randy Orton is he's on the inactive list for some reason with WWE, and no one quite knows where he is or why he's not appearing. But it does feel like his return is imminent based on the booking tonight. Like, tonight felt like a spot where, okay, well, Riddle is being set up for a feud with the Raw Tag Team Champions. Where's Riddle's tag team partner? He's not here tonight, but he's bound to be here by SummerSlam, right? It feels like AJ Styles and Omos, they beat the Viking Raiders, and tonight was the match where they said this is the last shot for the Viking Raiders for the Raw Tag Team titles. So you know they're moving on because they said this is it. And AJ and Omos beat the Raiders. Omos hit the choke bomb on Eric, and then AJ hit a nice springboard 450. Beautiful for the pinfall. That match was pretty good. That might have been match of the night, really. The Morrison and Riddle thing, but the was good, but the finish was a little eh. I thought AJ and Omos versus the Raiders. I think you're right. I think that was match of the night.
Not much to pick from, but that was the clear winner.
AJ Styles, a phenomenal one, baby. So they are done now with the Raiders and seem like they're feuding with Riddle. Randy didn't make the save tonight, but I believe by SummerSlam we will be seeing Randy. I think it'll be Randy and Riddle versus AJ and Omos for the tag titles at the Slam.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But I don't think Randy and Riddle win. I think Randy turns on Riddle then, and then we're off for Randy versus Riddle.
Yeah, you don't think Riddle turns on Randy?
I don't
like
think
you
they
weren't
have
there
a
for
run.
me?
Riddle turns on Randy? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he's a babyface, Riddle.
No, yeah. Randy's the dick. He's the one that does that shit. You're just expecting him to do it, and you know he's going to do it. The problem is, at SummerSlam, Randy might get a pop if he does it.
The RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah.
People love that shit.
He might get cheered.
Yeah, it's risky. Maybe on the Raw after or something.
Yeah.
Or he does a punt instead.
It's got to be a longer beatdown than just an RKO. Because RKO, it's like pop, Randy poses, cheer, and then he leaves. That's, a positive reaction. But if he hits, if it's on Raw and it's like a long beatdown, the fans have a chance to get bored of Randy just beating him, and then they can start to boo Randy, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's how you do it. People dropping super chats. Who dropped super chat? Brian Firth says, any giveaway for super chat leader of the night tonight? No giveaways tonight. Sorry, Brian. I'm not planning any giveaways. Harold Schneider says, great to have a duo in the studio again. Feels more interactive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is good. It's more fun for me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. It's way more fun for me. Brian Firth, you are the super chat leader, though. But if you're super chatting for a prize, I don't think we're giving away anything tonight.
I don't.
What do we?
I got a pack of Kleenex.
I got a couple Starburst gummies, but I don't think you want them. I'm not going to mail those because I want to eat them myself.
Yeah.
So I don't got much here for you guys. But we'll do a giveaway soon. All right, Brian, hang tight. We'll do a giveaway.
We'll cook up something.
Yeah, in the next week or two, we'll do something. I got some merch coming in. I'm going to launch a new set of merch soon. So stay tuned, Brian. Stay tuned. But thank you, Brian. You are the super chat leader of the night so far. Bobby Lashley and MVP cut a big, long promo talking about Goldberg and the match there. No Goldberg.
Nope.
Which, I don't care because who wants to see Goldberg? Yeah. You heard my rant on Goldberg last week.
Yes.
I went pretty hard on Goldberg. He totally sucks. I think he's just a waste of money.
Worst ever.
Yeah, worst there is, worst there was, worst there ever will be. Bill Goldberg. Fucking awful. Fucking, it just makes me so mad that he gets to wrestle while Brett is retired.
And of all like the WCW guys and like or old timers, like he's the one with the longevity.
He sticks around.
It's not Kevin Nash.
It's not Razor.
It's not Razor. It's not
where's X-Pac? I thought X-Pac was making a return. If this was X-Pac versus Bobby Lashley, I'd be way more hyped. Wouldn't you be? Yeah. Triple H could be in like X-Pac's corner, be like, "Yeah, we're gonna take the title away from this guy."
Brings back like the old theme song, the X-Pac.
Yeah, that'd be tremendous. Kane could come out, help X-Pac too, like all of X-Pac's old friends.
Shane, or were they? Oh no, they feuded.
Yeah, but who cares? Yeah. It doesn't matter at this point. I think that'd be good. X-Pac versus Goldberg. Bobby would be way better, but no, it's Goldberg.
Yeah, of all the guys.
I mean, Lodi versus Bobby would be better at this
Raven.
point. Raven versus Goldberg would be way better.
Or Bobby.
Or versus Bobby, yeah.
Raven versus Goldberg has happened.
Yeah, and it was not that good.
No, it wasn't.
No,
it got squashed.
No. Or, somebody like Keith Lee or Karrion Kross. Somebody that's relevant.
Fresher.
Not Goldberg. Anyways, he wasn't on the show tonight because,
it's not worth his time.
Yeah.
The great Goldberg.
He's getting a job to Bobby at SummerSlam, though. He goddamn well better. If they make Goldberg champion, I'm going to be so mad.
They could give him, a run till, Mania or something. He just shows up at, Survivor Series and Rumble.
Apparently, Cena was supposed to be done after SummerSlam. I don't think Goldberg's taking it. They're not giving him the belt. But Cena was supposed to be done after SummerSlam, but now he's being advertised for the Madison Square Garden Smackdown, which is after SummerSlam.
That's interesting.
Right?
That could be a one-off. I mean, he's got a lot of projects coming out.
Is Cena going to lose to Roman, or is he going to take the belt for the record there to beat? Wouldn't he beat Flair's record?
It would be a 17th reign. I mean, he has a lot of movies coming out to promote, so maybe he's not filming right now. So maybe he's got some time because, he did a lot of his filming during the pandemic. He's got one movie coming out in August. He's got, a series coming out, one of those, streaming things. He's got a lot of stuff on the horizon, big feature stuff. So him with the belt.
Good promotion for the company if he's doing promotion as WWE champion.
Go on the Today Show with the belt, old times.
Universal champion, whatever.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, Vince wants to throw the money at Cena, which he does.
He's worth it too. You see the reactions?
Yeah, the fans love him now. They've missed him.
Give Cena the belt. Oh baby, people would be pissed because people are loving Roman's reign right now.
Yeah,
but there are a lot of reasons to give it to Cena. It'd be like, Hogan taking it from Yoko at 9 and then dropping it back to him. A few months later at King of the Ring. He takes it in April, drops it in June. Cena takes it in August, drops it in October.
Possible. But Roman, it's good to have him working a mic in front of an audience as a heel. Like, it's good to have him, like,
so boring. It's not working.
He's trying with the missionary stuff. I know you're talking about that.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. But, like, it's
why did he say that? Why all of a sudden is Roman Reigns talking about what sexual positions he doesn't like? It was a very strange detour in a Roman Reigns promo. It's never been.
Maybe that was a bit of Joe Anoa'i.
Yeah, it felt like it, and I was like, wow, okay.
Well, that's what he's trying to figure out.
But don't you think? Audience. Don't you agree with me though? Roman is totally a dude to pick up a lady.
Yeah.
Do standing sex. That's
very
what Roman
athletic.
Reigns. Yeah, he's so athletic.
Yeah, showing off his arms.
That's what Roman because he wants to get a pump in as. Pun not intended.
Yeah.
But with his
reps,
arms. He wants to get an arm workout as he's doing
he's
sex.
He's got to take a break. He's like, I did 12. I got to take a break.
That's right, brother.
That's a set.
He calls her brother. And also on Climax. Hoo-ah,
Oh, yeah.
He's got to.
Yeah.
I think the lady.
And he makes that face.
She probably asked for it.
You know the Roman Reigns face?
Do the hoo-ah. Do the hoo-ah.
You know the Roman Reigns face? The glare. Like, that's the face he makes.
Oh shit!
The glare.
I like Lashley's response to Goldberg's challenge. Angelo says, "Thank you, Angelo. I'm not going to dignify that challenge with a response. I mean, it's going to be the match, though, right? Roman said no to the challenge, but we all know what's going to happen. It's going to be Roman versus Cena at SummerSlam, even though Finn Balor showed up, and it's going to be Goldberg versus Bobby. It's happening." Angelo, the new super chat leader of the night. Once again, Angelo, thank you. Brian Firth wants to know any live wrestling shows coming your way. Not that I know of. I think I'm gonna be appearing at a show in September. I'll give you more info as we get closer to the date, as I get more info. But I will be appearing. Let me just give you the date for that. The 22nd in Montreal.
Of August?
Of September.
September.
So I don't know too many wrestling shows in Montreal. The next one I know about is September 22nd in Montreal. And I will be appearing, and I think Johnny North will also be appearing on that show. So more details to come on that. Thank you for the super chat, Brian. Oh, and he's now the new leader. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, we got a race.
Oh, it's Brian and Angelo again. These guys battle all the time. Savages. Brian is the new leader. How about...
should we get to Veer?
Oh,
I mean, we need to get to it.
So Damien Priest beat Sheamus tonight. The match was whatever, but he beat the U.S. champion, so I guess they're going to feud. Maybe a match at SummerSlam for the U.S. title. Maybe they just do the feud on Raw. Jinder Mahal comes out with a Veer. So Jinder has two goons, if you're not aware. He's got a really tall guy named Shanky, who Drew McIntyre beat the shit out of last week with a chair. It was really bad. Like, he broke 2 chairs over this guy. You didn't see that, right? What he did to Shanky last week? It was vicious. Like, it was super violent. I felt bad for Shanky.
Like I saw a bit of it.
It was intense. So Shanky took a vicious beating last week. Veer is the other guy. He's got, like, a big beard. He looks pretty cool, Veer. Like, he's got a look. The wrestling was but he looks cool, So I like Veer and Shanky. Shanky's gigantic. He's super tall. I like Jinder's goons, the look of them. I don't know if they can wrestle. But this week, no Shanky. I guess he's selling the beating from Drew, which he should. But Veer is there, and there's a guy in a suit who's Jinder's lawyer. And Drew attacked Shanky last week, and Jinder says if Drew doesn't apologize, Jinder's going to sue him. He's going to sue Drew McIntyre. Now, since when are you allowed to sue somebody when they attack you in WWE? Like, is Charlotte Flair going to sue Rhea Ripley for attacking her after the match last week and costing her championship when Nikki Cross cashed in Money in the Bank? Like, how many post-match attacks... How many vicious attacks have we seen in WWE? They never wind up in litigation, but for some reason, in this situation, Jinder feels that perhaps he has a case. I can assure you, Jinder Mahal, these vicious beatings happen in the WWE all the time. I know you don't wrestle that much. You've kind of been off the road and disappeared and whatever. Maybe you don't even watch the product, which, hey, I can understand. It's pretty shit. I mean, you're on it, so you know what I mean? But Jinder, you should know that you can't sue people for attacking you in pro wrestling. I thought that was weird because it's just like, it's such a strange premise. Like, oh, you attacked my friend, so I'm going to sue you. It's like, no, you have a match, stupid. It's wrestling. People get attacked all the time.
That's happened before, though. Like a heel wrestler brings out a lawyer to cut like a Healy promo. Like there's one time where the lawyer turned out to be like Tommaso Ciampa. He had like hair.
Okay.
He was representing, I think, Luther Reigns against Undertaker.
Miz and Omos had like a trial because Miz, no, not Omos. What's his name? The Money in the Bank guy.
Otis.
Omos. Otis. Miz and Otis. Remember, Otis was Money in the Bank, and then Miz, like, somehow got a match, but like he was trying to sue Otis for the rights to the briefcase because Otis was an unfit champion. Like, it was
Didn't Rusev
ridiculous.
once have a lawyer who had like a cartoonishly bad like Russian accent?
I think
He's like,
so.
Mr. Rusev.
Yes, that sounds familiar.
And we were like, what was that?
Anytime they have lawyers, you know shit is just...
It's just
bad.
Vince going, I hate
Cheap.
lawyers.
Yeah.
They're always after money. They're chasing
Unless they help him
houses.
beat the federal government, which we can talk about too, the new TV show from WWE. So Jinder says the guy in the suit is a lawyer, and he's going to sue Drew. Drew then wrestles Veer, who we're talking about because the match was real bad. And we're like, why do we start calling him Veer?
His hair had Venus quality, and also his tights.
Kind of like a towel.
It looked like a bit of a towel. They're kind of like wide on the bottom, like kind of like Val Venus would wear it. And also, you called him the Big Veer Boski.
Oh yes, no,
That's it.
because his name is Veer, and I was like, oh, there he goes, the Big Veer Boski. And then I was like, wouldn't it be funny if they like did an angle where, you know, in 1997, Val Venus and the WWF went on a tour of India.
Well, a bit later. He was there like 99, 2000.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's just say 1999. I mean, Veer could be 22 years old. Who knows with a big beard? You never know how old he
never
is,
know.
right? He could be a young man, right? And Val Venus and the WWF went on a tour of India. And you know Val Venus, I mean, the guy had sex with all the ladies because he had the big Valboski and everything. So he had sex with Veer's mother in India. And Veer is actually the son of Val Venus. He is Veer Venus, the big Veer Boski. Honestly, if you're ever going to push Veer in a major way, that's one of the best ideas you're going to get. Honestly, like, I don't know. Other than generic Indian goon named Veer, you know, I'm trying to help you, WWE. You say that he's Val Venus' son when Val went on tour of India with WWF, and
it's his dream to be a wrestler like his father and like
maybe
attain the same heights as his father.
And I know Val is controversial these days, but maybe you could bring him in for a guest appearance to acknowledge Veer Venus as his son.
It's a great gimmick.
Veer Venus, the big Veer Boski. And then, like, you know, you could play off how he inherited his father's enormous genitalia, you know? So he could talk, hey, I've got the big Veer Boski. He could come out maybe with an Indian accent, say, hello, ladies, and might get a pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And, you know,
honestly,
and also there's like a negative stereotype of like South Asian men being kind of like awkward around women or kind of sexless. Him being like a confident kind of, you know, guy, you know, it'd be a good representation too. I mean, on that front, you know.
Yes. A sex positive Indian, you know. And they could play off a little if they want to go, you know, like that Mike Myers Love Guru thing.
You ever see that movie?
Yes.
It was awful.
I know. But WWE, they do a lot of that dumb shit. They could, you know, he could be like a Love Guru type guy if they really want to push it to a terrible place that'll be offensive.
Vince thinks it's the funniest movie ever.
Yeah, Vince, I'm sure, loved The Love Guru with Mike Myers. Terrible movie.
And John Oliver.
Was he in that?
Yeah, he was like Mike Myers' like assistant. A lot of people were in that movie.
Before John Oliver was like a trusted voice, he was in The Love Guru. I don't think anybody could be a trusted voice if they were in The Love Guru. I think we all have to rethink John Oliver right now. John Oliver trying to tell it like it is, and now this. And it's like, Hang on, man. Weren't you in the Love Guru?
I think he had a joke about that one of his shows. But then
he should.
But yeah, it'd be a good character. Veer Venus.
Veer Venus. Brian first dropping a super
Bring
chat.
back
He
that
says he
theme
went to a
song.
live wrestling show last Thursday. Thank you,
Wow.
Brian. You were the super chat leader, but then Angelo dropping a super chat, and he says, love the Veer Venus idea. Hilarious.
We got the ideas. And
Veer
this is
Venus.
the kind of stuff we were talking about. Just a little bit of character building.
Yeah.
Just a little bit
Backstory.
of detail,
A
a little
little bit.
backstory, and instantly you can have a connection with the audience.
And it's more fun.
Imagine
Imagine
the
if he
Val
came
Venus
out-
theme, but like a sitar, kind of style. Because that's one of the greatest theme songs ever.
Vince, we are both looking for work, looking for some money. Sign us up, Vince. Like this is not
I'll
our
take your
only
abuse,
idea.
Vince. You want to
Vince-
call me a mark? Fine.
Listen, Vince.
Just let me write for you.
As long as you let me smoke as much weed as I want, I will be up for you 24 hours a day, and I will pitch you a million different stupid ideas like Veer Venus that you will hate and never use. Vince, I got this great idea. Veer Venus. Click. This fucking guy. Why do we hire these guys? The Simon brothers are at it again. What are they smoking? Some good shit, Vince. Is weed legal in New York?
I think it got at least decriminalized.
I'd work in Connecticut, babe. Is it legal in Connecticut?
I think the governor might want to, but who knows about Connecticut?
Forget about Florida, baby. I don't know. Well, Vince, hook me up, baby. Hook me up with RVD and his connections, and we'll be there for you. Will Ben Simon be more recurring for Raw review?
Could be.
Whoa, people dropping a super chat just for you, man. Brian first dropping a super chat to take the lead. Then Angelo dropping a super chat saying, can we make Ben a regular on your Raw recaps?
Could be.
Do you want to be a regular on the Raw recaps?
I'm free most nights.
I think Mako's saying no. Mako doesn't want. Well, too bad, Mako.
Oh, I can win you over, Mako.
Come on, Mako. What's your problem?
I can entertain you. Little song and dance.
Veer Venus. Yeah, I mean, this was actually supposed to happen a couple weeks ago, but I wasn't feeling so good. I was tired, so we just didn't do a Raw recap. But yeah, I mean, yeah. It'll be more frequent because trying to get you over for Raw. It was harder before.
From the curfew.
When it was a curfew and stuff and pandemic, it was a little harder, but now it's getting a little easier. So, yeah.
It's possible.
Val Venus and Ravishing Rick Rude would have been an interesting tag team in their prime. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
They both do the cool dance. Just have a dance-off between those two guys would have been great. They missed out on that. They could have done it in the late 90s.
Rude had already jumped ship.
When Val was there? No, Rude was at DX for a bit.
But Val was 99, I think he debuted. Maybe 98.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, we need to do Val Venus research, obviously.
Pretty sure, because I feel
Hey, I thought you were the Val Venus
I'm pretty sure it was
historian here.
99, and WrestleMania 2000 was his bit, he won the European Championship.
Sean Morley was signed.
He was signed around the same time as Edge.
He debuted May 1998 on Raw.
98.
And he was almost immediately involved in an angle with Kai and Tai. Of course, the famous "I choppy choppy your wee wee." Did he say wee wee? Did he say pee pee or wee wee?
I think he said pee.
Anyways, it was horrible.
Yes.
All right, so Veer Venus. No, so we got to talk about the actual finish of Veer Venus's match, right? So
Veer Venus.
So Jinder passes Veer a chair. Veer's holding the chair. Drew McIntyre kicks the chair into Veer's face. The bell rings. And you think, okay, Drew just got disqualified. Drew got screwed over by Jinder, But no, they announced Drew as the winner. Ring announcer's like, here's your winner by disqualification, Drew McIntyre. Veer held a chair and then got it kicked into his face. Drew was the one who kicked the chair into the guy's face, yet Drew wins?
Yeah, I don't know how that
Even
works.
Corey Graves was like, oh, tough break for Drew McIntyre. As soon as the match ended, Drew's like, Corey Graves on commentary, tough break for Drew McIntyre. Then the ring announcer guy's like, here's your winner, Drew McIntyre by disqualification. Graves is like, oh, I guess And then the Jimmy Smith was like, well, it was Veer that brought the chair into the ring, so...
That's Vince.
And Corey Graves is like, okay, fine, man. I mean, that's bullshit. It was really dumb.
Yeah.
Like, you get kicked in the face and you lose? He took the chair shot.
Some weird DQ choices.
It was super weird. And, like, again, last week I was justice for Shanky because Shanky got the shit kicked out of him. Now it's justice for Veer Venus. Veer Venus is becoming one of my favorite wrestlers. And in my mind, he is the son of Val Venus. And on this show, he's Veer Venus, the big Veer Boski. Okay?
That's right.
We need a sitar version of that Val Venus theme song. Fantastic. Somebody out there must play the sitar. Hook me
It's
up.
a very complicated instrument.
Okay. Mako saying not for Ben the no. Mako's all in for you, and you're single. Are you? Mako, are you a man or a woman? I never know. Are you I don't need to know.
You're
really.
welcome. However you
identify.
You're welcome here at Wrestling Uncensored.
Him, her, they, however you want to be identified. We are all, But Mako sometimes is like, Johnny's so handsome and is saying about you're single, and I'm like, what's this? Because Mako, I don't know what is that a first name, a last name? I don't know what that is.
Mako is like a killer whale or something, or like some kind of whale.
I have no idea. Well, shout out to Mako, always a regular viewer, whether you are a man or a woman. God bless you, Mako. The no was for the weed in New York, apparently. There's no weed in New York.
Yeah, it might be decriminalized, but I don't think they have stores or anything.
Whack?
Cuomo,
Get it together. The fact that we've lived in Canada with legal weed for so long, places that don't have legal weed, I'm like
the rest of the world.
What's wrong with you? Yeah, like
Pretty much.
Yeah, the rest of the world. I'm like, what's happening? Like, catch up.
The experiment has succeeded.
Has anything happened? Like, yeah, exactly. It's been a total success. Society hasn't crumbled. Everything's been going fine, and the government's making more money. What are we tripping about? How come the rest of the world hasn't caught on to this? Like, Canada legalized weed, 3-4 years ago now? How long has it been?
As soon as Trudeau came in.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Forever.
And it's been totally normal. Totally fine. Brian Firth dropping a super chat saying, out of 10, what would you give Raw tonight?
4?
4.
It was like passable, but like not great. I mean, it's episode. Pay-per-views.
That's about right.
Yeah.
That's about right. It's about a 4. Yeah. For a Raw or just for a wrestling show?
Super chat.
Bit of both. Especially with all the Nikki A.S.H. That really lowers it. And Natty getting hurt too.
Is there a classic Val Venus t-shirt design? Because...
Wasn't there one that looks like someone splooged on it?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that one. The locked, ready to unload.
I'm cocked. Well, I don't want to make that t-shirt.
Yeah, it's a splooge.
But a Veer Venus t-shirt. Brian Firth says, make Veer Venus shirts. I would like to make Veer Venus shirts. I think we're gonna make Veer Venus shirts and sell them to you guys. Can we do that? That's legal, right?
It's not. Well, I mean,
they
don't have the copyright Veer Venus.
No, they have Veer.
We won't use the picture of the wrestler.
No.
Or WWE
or maybe
logo.
We could make a cartoon version of what Veer, like a naked, like a Veer in a towel doing the dance. Could we get a cartoon version of Veer with Veer Venus on it and just sell those?
I'm not much of a graphic artist.
We're working on it. All right, go for it. We got the green light from production.
Okay.
We're gonna do Veer Venus shirts. We're figuring it out. That's a good idea, Brian. We're gonna make them do Veer Venus, the big Veer Boski.
Yeah. Have to clear it with legal.
Ooh. And Angelo dropping a super chat saying, we welcome everybody here regardless of orientation. 100%, Mako. I'm with you on that. Angelo dropping a super chat as well saying, I like Morrison's shirt, America's Most Wanted. And he's got the drip sticks on the shirt. I bought one of those drip sticks. Actually,
Super chat.
I went to a pool party yesterday with Freddie and AJ at Freddie's place. And we were all in the pool with all the kids. I bought drip sticks at Walmart for all the kids. We all had drip sticks. We're all spraying AJ in the face with those drip sticks, just like Miz and Morrison. It was a pretty good time. AJ got attacked with those drip sticks. All the kids were just spraying AJ. All the adults are spraying AJ. We're spraying each other too, you know? It was a good time. Those drip sticks are fun. I bought a bunch of them. And I saw them, and the only reason I know what they are and how they exist is because I saw them on Raw with Miz and Morrison. But then I bought them. I'm like, oh, these are actually pretty dope toys. Especially if you're in a pool or a lake or an ocean or whatever. You know, anywhere you're in a body of water and you're swimming, it's a fun toy. You like just dip it in water and it shoots out. We're playing with them.
Charge.
They're fun, right? Drip sticks. America's Most Wanted. I might want to get one of those John Morrison shirts just so I could have a shirt with it. Well, you see the clear drip stick on it, so
yeah,
you know it's not.
Moist? Moist not a really good word to have on a t-shirt.
Moist isn't a good word in general.
Yeah. John Morrison, once again, unlucky in his t-shirt choices. May I remind you of his classic Jomo Sapiens, we're going to eat your lunch. Classic t-shirt. You don't remember that?
I do, but why were they going to eat our lunch?
I don't know. They're hungry? What's a Jomo Sapiens?
Oh, God. Franco saying Super Soakers are next. I actually have a huge arsenal of Super Soakers.
That's right.
Like, serious. Huge ones. I got an XP100. You know, the old school soaker. I got a big
12
one.
gauge.
Big blaster. Yeah, like a shotgun Super Soaker. I've got, like, serious. I've got a whole arsenal of Super Soakers. They're for me and my son. I mean, it's not just like me playing with water guns. But I do say that if you are a man-child like myself, great idea to have kids because then you could buy all sorts of toys. And it's like, no, it's for my kid. Even though, like, he can't operate the XP100. He's 4 years old. I got him smaller guns. The big guns are for daddy. The small guns are for the boy. Mm-hmm. But when he gets older, he'll be able to play with my guns.
Will he, though? Because what will you play with?
His guns, then I'll be in trouble. Basically, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm already in trouble. He's a monster. All right, what else happened on Raw Gate? Enough about drip sticks. Aw, Natty.
It's a heartbreaker.
So this match was a total disaster. It was Natty and Tamina versus Eva Marie and Doudrop. Not a disaster for the reasons you might think, although the in-ring action was not particularly good. Eva Marie's zipper on her top seemed to can't come undone. Like, as soon as the match started, you could tell she was trying to, like, put the zipper back up. And, like, her top was just split in the back, and she was trying to zip it back up. It wasn't working. So she was struggling with that for most of the match. And then at one point, Natty kind of stomped on the ground a couple of times to do, like, a hip toss. And then she got cradled by Doudrop. I don't think it was on the cradle. I think it might have been on the stomps or maybe something in her knee because Natty came back up from the 2-count cradle, back up to her feet, and she was not putting any weight on her right leg. She tagged out immediately. She rolled to the floor. You could tell something was happening because all the fans in the first few rows were just looking at Natty, who was down and obviously hurt. Natty got help to the back after the match. After Tamina just had to handle things by herself, she got the win, got a super kick on Eva Marie. After a distraction video from Alexa Bliss and Lily on the Tron, like totally forgettable, totally stupid. But, you know, Alexa and Eva Marie are feuding in the feud that no one gives a shit about. I mean, you talk about, you know, you got Nikki Ass and Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. That's the big feud on Raw for the women. This Eva Marie shit with Alexa Bliss, like, good God almighty. No one cares, and it's just not very good. But really, the main point is Natty seemed to get hurt, and it didn't look good. It didn't look good. I don't know if it's her knee or ankle or what. I'm sure we'll get an update soon on Natty, but she was definitely hurt in the match tonight. It looked bad. And, you know, she doesn't get to hold a lot of championships in the WWE. I feel really bad that this tag team title run might be interrupted here with a serious injury. It sucks because it's not like Natty's injured that much. It's not like she's been hit by the injury bug a ton in her career. And she just kind of works and loses and works and loses. The time now where she's on top, she's got a run with the belts. To be taken out now as opposed to when she's just kind of doing nothing You know, it really sucks. It sucks for Natty, and it sucks for Natty fans. You know, I'm a big Natty fan. I'm a big supporter of all the Hart. I love the Hart family. I love Natty Neidhart, and I was really disappointed to see her get hurt tonight. You know, it's I hope it's not too bad. You know, it's maybe it's just a sprain. Maybe it's, you know, it felt bad in the moment, but the way she got carried out there, it didn't look good.
Yeah, it looked like something like she's definitely going to need to be looked at. Yeah, you hate to see it. You know, Natty doesn't get afford too many opportunities, and she's been a veteran now of like almost 15 years. It feels like she's been in the Fed. Like,
oh man,
2006 or 7 she came up. Feels like with the Hart Dynasty. But and you wonder how many more opportunities she has left. You know, if she's really hurt and she's on the shelf for a few months, when she comes back, you know.
What do they do with her? They probably don't do much with her because they haven't really done much with her for most of her career. She was signed in 2007. She made her SmackDown debut in 2008. She's been on TV for the WWE for like 13 years.
It's a long time.
She's 39 years of age. She is, you know, a future Hall of Famer. She is a legend. She's my favorite. I'm a huge fan. You know, it sucks to see her hurt tonight.
Related to Natty, I just read today, like Beth Phoenix tweeted out, said like she's like cleared for in-ring competition. She's got a few matches left in her, and now Natty gets injured.
Ugh. Heartbreaking injuries on the women's side. First, Bayley, who was the pandemic MVP. You knew she was going to get a huge pop when she came back. Like the week before they go back to fans, she suffers a serious injury. She's out for like 9 months. And now Natty.
Yeah.
Very disappointing.
That's a big blow.
Very disappointing. Yeah. Brian's first dropped super chat, says excited for that shirt and we'll buy for sure as soon as available. Veer Venus, the big Veer Boski.
Maybe it'll be a picture of me going like this.
Oh.
Although I'm not Veer though.
You're up in the ante.
I'm not Veer though.
You could dress up as Veer. Grow your beard and your hair for a while, and then we'll take a picture of you. And Harold Schneider dropping a super chat saying, get well soon, Natalia. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Sad to see Natty hurt tonight. Mm-hmm. And who is the super chat leader right now? Angelo Contagonis.
Oh.
Once again, Angelo, you're the super chat leader. You're killing the game. Angelo and Brian are for sure battling right now. And Angelo is leading the charge. Karrion Kross beats Keith Lee tonight. Rear naked choke submission there. Win for Karrion Kross. Keith Lee comes back after months away. Lots of speculation. Last week, loses to Bobby Lashley clean. This week, comes in to face Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross, NXT champion, built as indestructible in NXT. He's got a feud going with Samoa Joe now. He comes in to make his Raw debut last week. Same week that Keith Lee shows up. And Karrion Kross also lost in strange fashion to Jeff Hardy. Hardy had his feet on the ropes and pinned Karrion Kross 1, 2, 3. But now Hardy has COVID. So I think that they were going to give Karrion Kross his win back. But now Jeff isn't around because he's got COVID. So they're kind of stuck in a weird spot. So what they decide to do is put Karrion Kross against Keith Lee and have Karrion Kross win tonight. So Karrion Kross kind of saves some dignity, but Keith Lee's losing a lot of dignity on a weekly basis here. It's not looking good for Basket is Glory, Keith Lee. What's happening here? The big basket's not doing so good.
It's got some holes in it.
Man, I was surprised by that move. I don't know why they're jobbing.
And he
Keith
tapped
Lee.
out too. He didn't pass out.
No, he tapped.
And like it seems like nobody's tapping nowadays. Everyone's passing out. So I don't know. I guess someone doesn't believe in him.
I don't know what's going on with Keith Lee. But here's what he tweeted earlier today. And, you know, a lot of speculation. He was gone for months and people didn't know where he was or what he was doing. And this is what he tweeted earlier today. I've decided I'm just going to tell you guys the story myself. Give me a week or two.
What does that mean?
I mean, he's been posting a lot of cryptic tweets about where he is. And he's like, I want to come back, but I can't. And believe me, and all this stuff. And even R-Truth, look, I think you should, dog. Get it off your chest. What does that mean? What does that mean?
This is a shoot?
Yes. Now, this may be promo for some sort of WWE documentary, maybe, but I don't think so. Keith Lee is going. Something happened. Like he had been gone for a long time. Like and while he was gone, he was posting a lot of strange tweets.
Just like cryptic and
like here, May 24th, while he was gone. To the people offering uplifting words, know that I appreciate you greatly, and worry not when I say I am limitless. I mean it. I will try to find a way to explain everything in the most efficient way possible. Give me just a little more time. Like, that's May 24th. Like,
and he still wants a couple more weeks.
And now he's saying, oh, give me a week or so.
It sounds like he wants to get like released from the company or something and say some kind of shoot. I mean,
June 4th. I wanted to do something educational but also inspiring to tell you guys about everything since late January. Seems that is off the table for now. So with that, I will find another way to tell you guys about everything. It might simply be a video of me chatting with you. We'll see. Like, he keeps teasing that he's going through something and he's going to tell us, but for months, he hasn't said shit.
he's just kind of like fishing for drama. You know, like when someone on Facebook posts like, oh, everything sucks right now. And then everyone like comments, oh, what's wrong? What's wrong? You know, they're just like looking for people to say, I love you.
And his fiance, Mia Yim, who was in Retribution, also has been disappeared from TV for a while.
Yeah. So you think there could be...
I have no idea.
I mean, knowing the WWE and how they are with like couples, you know, sometimes if they don't think that couple works on screen, they don't think they should work off screen either, you know?
July 8th. Many of you are reminding me of this day a year ago. So much has happened since then. It feels so long ago. Patience, my friends. There is zero quit in me. So don't you quit on me. I miss you and I love you. That was on July the 8th.
Didn't he test positive for COVID, Keith Lee?
His wife did, or his fiance did.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever did.
That's right. And then
but when
that's
she
right.
did,
He wrestled.
When she did, he had wrestled, but then he disappeared soon after.
That's right. Well, I hope it isn't. Well, it's got to be serious if it's taking this much height.
Who knows?
If it's a big work, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of strange. Makes you feel like concerned almost. But if he's been saying this for so long, it sounds kind of repetitive.
It's odd, but I think there's something going on. I don't think it's a work. I think there's something, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's strange. It's strange.
Like he put his like hashtag I am limit, like that's his like gimmick in there, so it's just like,
yeah.
But like,
he didn't on the tweet today.
Like he's not doing a sad Baron Corbin kind of thing.
I don't think so. But he has lost twice now. Like it's strange. They've brought people back and kind of jobbed them out. Like Zelina Vega. I don't know if she's won a match since she came back.
You know, they keep people, you know, golden cages.
Yeah. And maybe that's Keith Lee. I don't know. It's strange. This Keith Lee stuff is still, you know, I'm hoping we figure it out one day. I think we'll figure it out one day, but we just don't know right now.
Hopefully he's okay, you know, it's nothing like serious, you know, mental health wise or anything.
Yeah.
Because when you leave those kind of cryptic messages, you know.
It leaves up for speculation. I don't want to speculate, but.
No, obviously not.
Yeah.
You know, because then you could go down so many different avenues. But it's just.
Where's Randy?
But if he's tweeting about it.
Where was Keith Lee? Where's Randy right now? Like, Randy Orton stuff is weird. Where's Bray Wyatt? You know, there's stuff going on in WWE, and I'm not really sure what it is. Doug Hepburn says, good stuff, pal. Can't swear on Super Chat. He dropped a Super Chat, and I guess he tried to swear in it, and it didn't work. I guess you can't, Doug. I don't know, man. That's too bad. Maybe we can fix that, or I don't know. Do we need swears on Super Chat?
I don't know.
Yeah,
it comes across.
Yeah, because sometimes if you swear, the message is like held up for review, so I guess you can't do that in Super Chat. I don't know. But I appreciate the sentiment, Doug. I know what you mean.
We feel it.
So Karrion Kross wins, which is good for him. I mean, he needed to win after last week losing to Jeff Hardy, especially if Jeff Hardy's not going to show up again because he's got COVID. You know? I mean, not for a while. So I guess it was a positive test that they found out with Jeff, because you would think he probably has 2 vaccines and not showing too many symptoms. If, I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know if the WWE is requiring the wrestlers to get vaccinated. They make commercials saying get vaccinated, but
maybe. I wonder if all their superstars are. Apparently
I haven't seen Sasha Banks. Where's Sasha?
I don't know. Well, Sasha, I don't know.
Well, there's questions about
maybe.
her.
Yeah. But I think she's going to come back to face Bianca at some point. I figured SummerSlam.
But it seems almost too late now to build it.
What else do you do with Bianca at SummerSlam, though? She's feuding with Carmella. I mean, she's already beat Carmella a couple of times. I don't know what else you do with her. Bayley's not around. You kind of need Sasha.
Becky's not back yet.
Becky's not back yet. Unless you bring Becky back or Sasha back anytime soon, I don't know if Bianca even wrestles at SummerSlam. And she main evented one night of Mania. You know what I mean? Like, she's got nothing going on for her.
It's weird, eh? I thought the SmackDown's women's roster was deeper.
Bianca's a babyface. I mean, Naomi's... I guess she did get traded back to SmackDown.
She could join Roman's stable.
Yes, and be a heel, because Bianca needs a solid heel to face. Zelina has lost all the matches. Liv Morgan, they were trying to build, but she's a babyface on SmackDown. They really don't have any strong, solid heels to go up against Bianca. Sasha makes sense for the rematch from WrestleMania to do at SummerSlam. Becky makes sense, but I don't know if you want to have Becky come back and beat Bianca. And if she doesn't, that's kind of fucked up. Becky's got to come back and win, and I don't know if you want her to come back and win against Bianca. I don't know.
Too soon for Toni Storm. She just started.
Yeah, and she's a babyface too, who beat Zelina on SmackDown. Like, there are no heels for Bianca to face, so you kind of have to bring back like a Sasha Banks and do like a babyface thing.
I like Naomi.
Naomi as a heel with Jimmy Uso and her real life husband.
Have them interfere and stuff, to help even the tables.
I think it would be really good if Naomi showed up and she's driving them. She's like, I do the driving now. That's all she says, I drive my husband now. Don't you worry about it in our business.
Yeah, you can make like a T-shirt, she's at the wheel.
Naomi at the wheel. Naomi
take the wheel.
Yeah.
See? We got ideas.
Shotgun Uso.
Just shotgun a beer.
Shotgun a beer, and he sits shotgun. He's never driving.
That's right. Designated driver Naomi.
And, shotgun is pretty good, too.
Yeah, shotgun Saturday night.
I think badass, evil Naomi with Roman Reigns would actually work pretty good.
That'd be cool.
With Uso there.
I think she could sell it too. I liked her as a heel. When she was a heel with like Sasha and Tamina, I thought Naomi showed like a lot of attitude that like felt natural. Didn't feel like she was she was uncomfortable.
I think especially with the family too, she plays off really well with those guys.
Yeah. She could be all serious.
I think it would work.
She could say acknowledge me as well.
No, that's only Romans. Okay. Gotta take it easy there. There's the only one big dog here. But I think that'd be pretty good. Naomi versus Bianca, heel Naomi. They did move Naomi back to SmackDown quietly, I think, last week, because they're going back on the road and they're putting her back with her husband because, somebody's got to look out for him on the road.
Yeah.
Clearly can't be left to his own devices. Mm-hmm. Mansoor and Mustafa Ali beat Retribution. Mansoor rolled up Mace for the win. So that happened. Mustafa didn't want to team with Mansoor, but then he sees Mansoor win, and he's like, oh, maybe this guy's all right. So they're going to be a tag team. That's what happened, right?
Strange bedfellows.
And, Retribution guys are still Retribution for some reason. Mace and T-Bar. They remind me of the... what are those guys, Victor and Connor? The Ascension.
Yeah.
They're like a taller Ascension. It's not good.
It's unfortunate.
It's not good. Bobby Lashley wrestled Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander in a 2-on-1 match for some reason. Those guys came after Bobby, and Bobby just beat the shit out of them and stacked them up and pinned them. That's what Bobby did tonight.
Remind me of like an old Ryback match.
They're just building him up for SummerSlam to beat Goldberg. It was, build-up shit that the WWE champion should be passed already.
Yeah.
Like, this is what you do with him.
We should know he's strong.
Like, yeah, that's it. Like, you're kind of like building him up again because he had kind of even matches with Drew McIntyre where he kind of cheated to win. So now you're like trying to build Bobby up into this strong force so he can beat Goldberg, I guess.
And nothing else to do for him.
Yeah.
Goldberg's not there.
Brian first dropping a super chat saying, I want to know Mako's gender.
What?
I don't think that's important. All right.
Yeah.
Mako can reveal his, her, or their gender whenever. Mako mentioned it before. I don't know.
But whatever.
Mako is a wrestling fan. I don't think it really matters. I don't know. But I like that there's a mystery. I always assume Mako was a dude because most of the people that watch our show are dudes. But who knows? Now with like some of the talk, I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? And honestly, I don't care that much. We're just gonna keep on moving because as Doug Hepburn says, Mako is a ringsider, and that's all that matters.
That's right.
Right on, Doug. Fucking right on, man. What else do we got here? Is that it? That's Raw. Reginald and R-Truth. That was weird. R-Truth had a mic on, like one of those like little mics.
Like he's in sync or something.
Yeah, as he rapped to the ring and during the match against Reginald for the 24/7 title. Maybe the two greatest 24/7 champions of all time met tonight for the 24/7 title in a battle of epic proportions. A big fight field tonight.
The ultimate challenge.
Yeah. The immovable force. No.
Irresistible force.
Irresistible force meets the it's the immovable force meets the irresistible object.
Veer Venus.
Veer Venus is the irresistible object here, brother. The big Veer Boski.
That's right.
Never forget about Veer Venus. Reginald beat R-Truth by flipping.
Essentially.
He basically flipped around the ring.
Well, one of them looked really bad.
A couple. One was like he fell down. He didn't even flip. It was really weird. They did a lot of flippy stuff with Reginald just dodging Truth's attacks with flips, and then eventually flipped into a pin. 1, 2, 3 beats Truth. Tozawa, Lince Dorado, Humberto Carrillo, and Drew Gulak all showed up to attack Reginald after the match, but he flipped over all of them to escape. My only question was, how come Lince Dorado's out there? Where's Grand Metalik? But I guess no one cares.
Yeah.
And that was Raw. Pretty shit Raw. I'd say it was about a 4 on 10.
That's almost being generous.
Yeah, it was like, there was nothing good, but like nothing horrible, you know? Yeah. And WWE is going to make a scripted show about Vince McMahon beating the U.S. government in the steroid trial. Dark Side of the Ring is going to do an episode on that at some point. And WWE is now going to do a scripted series about Vince, which is going to be full of factual inaccuracies.
The U.S. versus Vince.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the U.S. versus like.
They always frame it like Vince beat the United States and they were trying to put him away. And he's this honest businessman who had no idea that people were doing steroids in his company. But really, there was all sorts of shady dealings going on, and Vince kind of, squeaked out of that unscathed, but he used a lot of different tactics, and I'm sure the Dark Side of the Ring will be far more factually accurate than the scripted series, and I know a lot of people were not up in arms about it, because even in the description of the show, it's like Vince McMahon with 2 child-aged children at home fighting the U.S. government, and it's like, Stephanie was like 17 and Shane was 23. Like maybe Stephanie, I don't know. They were both young adults, if not full-grown adults at that point. Like it was a lot. Just to the description of the show, they're lying to you. So take it for a grain of salt. It's entertainment though. Like it's not a documentary. And even in WWE documentaries, they change history to fit their narrative, and that's what they're going to do in this show. It shouldn't surprise anybody. The only thing that surprises me is that to do a scripted show about Vince McMahon, this is the subject that you're going to tackle? Like, this is kind of a dark point in the company's history, maybe something you don't want to talk about, but Vince has got such huge balls, the grapefruits are just still there, and he's like, I don't give a shit, pal. We're going to talk about when I beat the U.S. government. Like, it's something you might want to shy. Like, if you're going to tell the story of Vince, how about, like, how he bought the company from his dad when he was a young man, and then,
avoiding all the other rival promoters.
yeah, and making the WWF, or the story of, mortgaging his house and, putting his house up for a second mortgage to make WrestleMania 1 happen, and the success of that, and do a scripted show around that. Like, not the steroid trial, which is kind of like a dark point. Like, if they came out and said, oh, we're going to do a scripted show about fucking Chris Benoit and all that shit around him, it'd be like, yeah, that's fucked up. Why would you do that? It's kind of like this. It's like, why would you
It's a
choose
big
this?
arrow and say, hey, look at this.
Yeah, like of all the things that Vince has done in his life, why would the first scripted show about Vince be about this, the steroid trials? Like, it's a strange choice, but it just shows you how invincible Vince really feels and how he doesn't give a shit. And I saw everybody online commenting that this was just like Mr. Burns in...
It's a season 6.
What's
a
it
Star is
called?
Burns. A Burns for All Seasons.
A
is the name of
Burns
the
for All
movie.
Seasons is the movie that Mr. Burns makes about
Vanity
himself.
Project.
Yeah, where he's like the star and the hero, and that's
Directed by
basically
Senor Spielbergo.
exactly, and that's basically what this is. This is going to be directed by Senor Spielbergo, and this will be Vince McMahon looking like a hero and a total babyface, even though there were some pretty shady.
There'll be some
things
like
going
annoying
on.
congressman who's like, Mr. McMahon, I don't like wrestling.
But also, like, how come I'm not playing Vince? I should play Vince.
Yeah, who do you
Hey,
get
pal.
to play Vince?
It's me, pal. I should be the one playing.
There's a lot of like Vince
And I'll play him like
projects coming.
this. Really sexual all the
Like
time.
there's the Hulk Hogan movie coming, and there's a guy playing Vince in that.
Yeah,
Is there a Vince in Young Rock?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a lot of like all of a sudden
Yeah.
like there's many fictionalized Vinces coming out.
Well, actually, there is a Vince in Young Rock, and they say in this press release that this is the first fictionalized version of Vince ever done, and it's like, well, that's actually not true. There's several lies in the press release for the show, and people are already like, come on. But, the same people that know enough about the real story to know that it's bullshit will still be watching. Like, we're all, like, the people that are big enough marks to know the lies and to pick out the historical inaccuracies are the same marks that are going to tune into the show to point out the historical inaccuracies and go online and try and look smart.
I want to know about the neck brace.
I'm going to watch it. Hopefully I'll be entertained.
That's
Yeah.
my biggest question. What was up with that neck brace?
I hope it's a good show. I just hope it's fun. I hope whoever plays Vince does a good job. I hope it's good. I hope it's not shitty. I hope it's entertaining. If it's entertaining, good. If it's, the fake...
Melodramatic,
I know
courtroom.
Yeah, if I want to know the real story, I'll read into it, or, I know a good portion of the real story, and there's going to be a dark side of the ring coming out, that's where you get the real story. If you want a fictionalized version where Vince is the hero, you watch the WWE show, and don't be surprised that WWE is going to make a show where Vince is the hero. Like, that's kind of what they do.
He'll make a speech going like, I believe in America.
That's right.
In America, you have your day in court, damn it. Hulk Hogan betrayed me.
Somebody liked my impression. I don't think I said it before.
Vince?
Is Brian Firth went to a live wrestling show. Somebody else liked one of my impressions earlier. Oh, Doug Hepburn says my Triple H impression is good.
Okay.
Doug Hepburn liked my Triple H impression.
It's a classic.
Angelo Contagona says it was great having Ben on the show tonight. I agree.
It's been a
lot
pleasure.
more. I'm glad it was fun for you guys because it was way more fun for me. Thank you.
Fun for me too.
God bless. Loved Ben and will also be waiting for the Veer Venus shirt, says Brian Firth. Thank you, Brian. Veer Venus. Doug Hepburn says, Ben putting butts in seats. Look at you.
All right.
Look at you.
All right.
He's got fans.
That's right.
Making your monkey ass famous.
Where I don't have a name for fans yet. Bedenites?
Terrible. Keep working on it. Benticles.
Like tentacles?
Yeah, the Benticles. Kind of like between the greatest name for fans ever, testicles and tentacles in your Ben, the Benticles.
I could take that. It's like at least as a tentative title.
All right, work in progress. TBD. Angelo dropping a super chat as well, saying hopefully we have him on a regular basis. Well, thank you, Angelo. And Brian Firth dropping a super chat saying Young Rock is good. Yeah, I do like Young Rock. It's pretty good. I thought it was a good show. Brian Firth, now the Super Chat leader of the night. Thank you, Brian. Angelo dropping a Super Chat. Doug Hepburn likes Benticles. I like Benticles, too. Angelo saying, great show tonight, guys. Thank you, Angelo. Appreciate you, my friend. Appreciate everybody hitting us up on Super Chat tonight. Brian Firth and Angelo with the battle. Yeah, that Angelo Super Chat coming in. Does that make Angelo the leader, or is Brian still the leader? We're going to shut this thing down here, guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the show. We do appreciate you. I know a lot of people were tuning in tonight. A lot of people excited about SummerSlam coming up in a few weeks' time.
Summerfest.
We are going to be here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday after the wrestling. Every Monday after Raw, every Wednesday after Dynamite, every Friday after Smackdown. I will be back here on Wednesday night after AEW Dynamite. Don't forget, we'll be back here Thursday night for some UFC coverage with Ringside Report MMA. We'll preview the Uriah Hall-Son Strickland fight that's taking place on Saturday night. Bellator also with a Saturday night show, so we'll talk about some MMA, some controversy as well this past weekend in the UFC. We'll get to all of that on Thursday night for Ringside Report MMA. So once again, Monday nights after Raw, Wednesday nights after Dynamite, Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the UFC show. After every WWE and AEW pay-per-view, we recap. And, of course, during every UFC pay-per-view, we are live doing that watch-along for every single UFC pay-per-view right here on the Ringside Report Network. Of course, Friday nights, Wrestling Uncensored, right after Friday Night Smackdown. And the Super Chats are still coming in.
Yeah, right.
And it is a battle. Brian says, I'm not finished yet. And then Angelo replies with me either.
Super Chat.
Lauren Cronin says hit the thumbs up. I agree. Like this video. Support the channel. Brian and Angelo
Diddling.
going back and forth. But I think Brian is... Oh, no. Angelo just took the lead with that one.
Oh, my.
Oh, jeez. Well, Brian and Angelo say they're not done. We got to do like a rapid fire here. I mean, you guys... Somebody's got to be done. Brian, say you're done, because we're done. The show is done.
Yeah.
So we're wrapping up, all right? Thank you. If you want to
call the auction off.
If you want to drop... Angelo's like, please end the show. I'm winning the Super Chat battle. I want to be the winner. I'm done. Thank you, Angelo. You supported a lot tonight. We really appreciate you. You and Brian, really too kind. Angelo, please end the show.
We know the context.
Yeah, Angelo, I know, man. I know. It's crazy. It's gone nuts, and I appreciate you guys. Believe me. Very much supporting the show. Angelo and Brian, you guys are the champions. You guys are great support. Thank you very much for supporting the channel tonight. Brian and Angelo. Angelo is the Super Chat leader. Shit.
Oh, boy.
Well, Angelo wants us to end the show. I think Angelo is done. I think Angelo's tapping. And Brian says, I am not done. Brian just dropped the Super Chat saying, I am not done. And Brian is now the Super Chat leader.
I mean,
oh, no! I'm just going to let you guys take over at this point.
Yeah.
I got no more wrestling to talk about. Angelo's coming back. Angelo's still battling. They're still going. What do we do?
Talk Succession.
It's getting late here, guys. It's 12:45 a.m. Eastern Time. We've been going for an hour and a half. This show is only supposed to be 45 minutes to an hour.
Talk Sopranos. I don't know what Sopranos, just general Sopranos. Oh, like I heard something. Actually, I want to mention too.
So Angelo now the Super Chat leader, just so we're clear. Oh, Doug Hepburn dropping Super Chats too. Good God almighty, guys. You guys, this is what happens sometimes. They hold me hostage because they're like, we're doing a Super Chat battle.
Yeah.
Super Chat.
Doug Hepburn says I'm here too. Thank you. Okay, I'm ending it. No, we're not going to keep going. We're ending the show. I'm sorry, Brian. Angelo got the last one in. I guess if you hit one right at the end, it might count and you could be the I don't know.
Do you want to hear my Sprouse thing or I don't know, or off the air?
No, tell me. I mean, Brian
Right.
Firth just dropped the Super Chat. He says it's 10:45 where he is. So he's in Saskatchewan, so it's much earlier. For us, it's quite a bit later, but Brian just dropped in a Super Chat. Did he just take the lead with that, too? Is Angelo going to come back and battle now? Oh, Brian just took the lead. Just barely. And Angelo he's like, please end the show, Dave. And I want to, but Brian doesn't want it to end. And, I got to,
That's
Just tell me
apparently.
He's going to tell me a Sopranos story, and then we're going to wrap up the show, guys. Okay, so get all your super chats in now. Like, if you want to absolutely win, like, drop one in the next couple of minutes because we are wrapping up the show. I'm driving him home afterwards, so my night is just getting started, baby.
So, it's a big Sopranos movie coming out soon, The Many Saints in Newark, I think like October 1st or 2nd or something like that. And one of our big concerns is that the timeline doesn't seem like it adds up from the show.
Yeah.
Like, Tony as a child in the show doesn't add up to Tony as a teenager in the movie. Apparently, on like a recent episode of the Talking Sopranos show, Michael Imperioli said, and apparently no one has said this yet, that like the first part of the movie takes place in 1967, and then they jump forward in time to like in the 1970s, so Tony's older.
Oh, so the first part of the movie, Tony is a young child.
They might have a child actor. It'll be Michael Gandolfini probably, and like that's probably what a lot of the trailer is.
Second part of the movie is the
teenage Tony.
Yes.
So probably like the 1967 stuff will be a lot of Dickie.
Yes.
And like the same character, like they'll say the same age and stuff, kind of like, you know. And like Tony will be a child or something. It'll be a different actor probably. And then it'll be in the 1970s, and Michael Gandolfini will be young teenage Tony who wants to like become more of a gangster. Apparently that's and people are like, oh, maybe he shouldn't have said that. You know, he might be releasing some plot points.
That's
you know?
good though that he's saying
he said that. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting
That's
because
Chrissy.
Chris Moltisanti, Michael Imperioli on his Sopranos podcast. That's big information because during the trailer, it seems like there's Newark riots going on, but also Tony Soprano is like a teenager. But in the show, when the Newark riots were happening, there was a flashback and there was riots happening, and Tony was a child.
The first season.
That does make sense that Tony is a child, and maybe that's when the Newark riots are happening in the trailer that we see for the movie. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense.
And then like they'll have like a 5 years later kind of thing. 5-6 years later.
I'm very excited about that Many Saints in Newark movie. I think it's going to be really fun.
I'm hoping I like it.
I'm hoping it's good, but no matter what, like, you know you're going to watch it at least twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, because it's a Sopranos movie, and we've seen The Sopranos like a million times, right? Like, I've seen every episode of Sopranos. I can't even tell you how many times.
Yeah.
Like, at least 100. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Each
I'd
one,
say
yeah.
close to, I'd say 50 to 100
Do you have a
times.
favorite episode? Like, is it like one of like the stereotypical ones, like Pine Barrens or Whitecaps?
No.
Is it like a?
I don't know. I have scenes that I love.
I think I have a favorite.
It's tough. My favorite Sopranos episode.
I think mine is it's the one that's called "To Save Us All from Satan's Power." It's the one they have like flashback. It's like a Christmas episode, and like he has a flashback to like Big Pussy, you know, wearing the Santa suit, and it's got "Fuck You, Santa," and also like Tony beating up the Russian for Janice, and like doing like the Christmas list. And I like Sopranos Christmas. The Sopranos house always looks nice at Christmas. I think that might be my favorite. It's like season 3, I think. Save Us All from Satan's Power. Yeah.
Season 3 is probably my favorite season.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like a lot of the stuff with Johnny Sack and Ralphie. And I really like the later seasons, too, when they're warring with New York and Phil Leotardo. Like, Philly was such a character. Little Carmine. Like, there's so much, you know?
You don't have one?
It's hard, man. It's hard to pick ones, but when Christopher becomes a made man, like, that's a good one, you know?
With the bird. That's season 3 also, I think.
A mofo, you know?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think, is it Buscemi? No.
And that's when Jackie Jr. and his friend, they shoot the guy at the card game. That's when everything goes wrong for Jackie Jr.
Yeah, that's a mofo.
That's a big one, the mofo.
And Gloria, with the big fight scene with Gloria, I think that's when he chokes her.
And Gloria also, Tony's girlfriend at the time, she drives Carmela home in that episode, too.
Yeah.
That was a crazy scene. That's intense.
When she drives really fast.
Yes. And Carmela doesn't know anything.
That's a good episode. Mofo is a good one.
A mofo, I think, might be my favorite.
Yeah, both season 3, like around the same.
It's a good season, man.
Ralphie.
Season 1 and season 2 were really good. Where are we at in this? All right, we're done here.
Okay.
What the hell? So many super chats happened, and they're still happening?
My goodness.
Guys, I said that. I appreciate it. I mean, you guys are really... that's crazy. Thank you, guys. Angelo dropping super chats. Brian Firth dropping super chats with no comment, just to win. And then Brian Firth going, and then Angelo go, guys. Did I say great show tonight, guys? Angelo's loving the show. Brian Firth drops another one, matching Angelo, says, love the show. They both love the show. They both win.
You're all winners.
Yeah. Good God almighty. Doug Hepburn says, tell Angelo and Brian to pick a number between 1 and 10. What does that mean? Why?
Like if they're tied, you know.
Oh, if they're tied to win. But Angelo just dropped another super chat. I think he might win. He says, love the Sopranos growing up.
All Sopranos.
These guys are just going above and beyond tonight. Did Angelo just take the lead? Because we're done talking Sopranos now.
Yeah. We could do like a Sopranos episode one
What
day.
did I say was my favorite? Oh, yeah. We could talk Sopranos
A
forever,
mofo,
though.
I believe.
No. But I said my favorite line the other day. Remember when we were talking?
Oh, it was like a poly line?
Oh, yeah. I probably shouldn't say
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Well, I'm just
Or
quoting.
how about Black Magic 6 shit?
That's black magic. Sick shit. But also, hey, my rolls. Get my ma her rolls. Hey, those are my ma's rolls. Those are good too. Anything Paulie Galtieri says, I pretty much love. It's good stuff. See, I can't even talk anymore. I've been going for too long.
I was saying I had my favorite poly line.
Angelo is now the super chat leader, and I think he's won. We're wrapping up. I'm sorry, Brian. Oh, Mako says, it's the jacket! I took it off Rocky DeMeo!
And the toughest reputation in Essex County.
Oh,
Didn't see him no more after I got through with him.
Let's talk about Rocky DeMeo for a second before
Rocky
we wrap
DeMeo.
up. Okay, we're going to give you our Rocky DeMeo theory because we talked deep about the...
Who is
Rocky DeMeo? The guy that
Richie
Aprile took the jacket off. He was the toughest guy in Essex County, not until Richie Aprile got true with him, right? So, Essex County?
Essex County. It's in Jersey.
So Richie Aprile took the jacket off Rocky DeMeo. But in season 1, the boss of the Sopranos crime family, the acting boss is Jackie Aprile. Jackie Sr., right? Who dies in the first season of cancer, right? And then Junior takes over and then Tony takes over, right? But the acting boss is Jackie Aprile. Because the real boss is in the can. He's in jail. Ercole DeMeo. So it's and I think even in one of the news stories in season 1, they refer to it as the DeMeo crime family. I don't even think they say Soprano.
No, it's DeMeo.
It's the DeMeo crime family. So there's something going on with Rocky DeMeo, Ercole DeMeo, the DeMeo crime family. What happened to the DeMeos? Because after season 1, the only time you hear the name DeMeo again is Rocky DeMeo, who he took the jacket off of. But what happened to the DeMeos? You don't know any DeMeos. Christopher's a Moltisanti. Like the last names, right? We talked about this. The last names. Blundetto, right? Christopher's mother, Joanne, is a Blundetto, and then Tony Blundetto, played by Steve Buscemi, is Tony's cousin, right? So there's Blundettos, there's Apriles, there's Sopranos. There's no DeMeos, you know?
No, there's nobody there that's like, oh, hey, it's something DeMeo.
It's not Silvio Dante, or it's not Silvio DeMeo, it's Silvio Dante. It's not Bobby DeMeo, it's Bobby Baccalieri. You know, there's no DeMeos.
So what
happened to the DeMeos? Hopefully the many saints of Newark will answer some of our questions. And thank you, Angelo and Brian. You guys are legends, man. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. We are done. Did you freeze? Oh, no. You were just not moving for a second. I was like, did our video freeze?
No,
I think we've been going on for so long. I think Angelo and Brian broke the show. I was like, they killed the super chatting.
Can I have a little rainbow wheel here, buffering.
Yeah, thank you guys. We really appreciate you guys. Angelo, you are the super chat leader. Brian, you are a super chat legend. You are both legendary supporters of the show. Cannot thank you guys enough. Doug Hepburn as well, dropping super chats. Can't forget about Doug. Can't forget about Harold, right? It was an active night. But Angelo and Brian, you guys went above and beyond tonight, and we really appreciate that. And you know what? You know, you guys support the show. You guys like this guy coming in, you know? He's going to come in more often because tonight you guys liked it, you know? So you guys support the show. You guys, Angelo and Brian, are to thank for the next time that we see this man here with me after Monday Night Raw, and we'll come up with more great ideas like Veer Venus and whatever else we do.
Back by popular demand.
That's right. So big shout out to Douglas, but of course Angelo, the Super Chat leader, and Brian Firth out in Saskatchewan. Appreciate you guys, and you guys are going to keep the Simon Brothers rocking and rolling, baby, like Marty and Sean in their prime. We'll see you on Wednesday night after Dynamite.